Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Caleb.
And I'm Micah.
And this is This Life Together.
And this is episode 2.
Yep.
AKA
How I Met Your Mama.
Yo Mama. So, today we're going to talk a little bit about hindsight bias. So, the way that Caleb and I remember meeting is very different.
Yep. 2 different points of view.
He has his version. I have my version. And I really just don't even know what we're going to tell our kids.
I know exactly what I'm going to tell our kids.
His, hers, and the truth.
Nah, it's just the truth. It's the straight truth.
So how do you remember us meeting, baby? How did this come about? How we get here?
Okay, so from the tippy?
Yeah, from the top.
Okay, so I had just started working at Quicken Loans as a graphic designer, and I was an intern. My leader, shout out to KB.
Today's her birthday.
Really?
Yes. It's too late to text that woman and tell her happy
birthday. I just wanted to see the exact day. I couldn't remember. It's March 4th. So happy birthday. I know you're probably going to hear this way after your birthday, but happy birthday. She was taking me on a tour of the floor that I was working on. I was meeting all of the teammates. People were just saying, hey, what's up? It was kind of laid back, so I thought that was kind of cool. And then I remember walking down this, it wasn't really a hallway, it was like a little aisle. And I remember these glass doors being on my right and then open desk on my left. But then at the end of the aisle was this magnificent creature sent from the heavens. And I'm like, she baby. Just on the phone talking to somebody. And then I just heard this laugh like,
First of all, I do not laugh like Mickey Mouse.
That's not Mickey.
And we already reached the breakdown in the story.
Okay.
Continue.
But she was at the end of the aisle. And then I was like, dang, who the heck is that? And I'm thinking like, nah, I wonder if I'm just... Because I didn't know. I couldn't tell how old you was. Not to say that you was old, but I didn't know how old you were. Whoa. So I'm like...
What?
I was like, dang. I'll just chalk it up to I think you was just... I thought you was completely out of my league. So I just kept moving. And just introduced myself to everybody else. And then I don't even remember how much time went by. I feel like at least a month went by and I didn't even see you or talk to you after that. We had a mutual friend in common. And I had this thing where I don't like getting hooked up by anybody. I feel like if I'm gonna talk to you, I'm gonna have to talk to you on my own merit. If I use anybody else, then it's just not gonna hold the same weight.
We grown.
So I'm like, well, if I'm gonna talk to her, I'm gonna talk to her. Wind up, all I did was ask her friend, hey, all I need to know is, does she have a boyfriend? I don't want you to tell her anything. I don't want you to say anything to her. This conversation never happened.
Sis spilled all the tea.
So she's like, no. And I'm like, bet. All right, cool. Then I just left, and then I think I invited Micah to a party that we was having. Shout out to the collab.
You skipped the whole section.
Did I?
Go ahead, baby.
I'm on the spot right now. I'm trying to remember a lot. Invited her to the party. Actually, you know what? I lied. I saw her at the club first. A club that I would not mention on here because I don't want to get them no play because they suck. Dang. The only thing they ever did with me was provide my wife.
That's real.
But
That's real.
The one random time that I decided to go with my boy Zell, we wound up going and I saw her there and I'm like, oh snap! It is a sign from the Lord. I found her. I done found her outside of the office, y'all. Y'all done gave the wrong person the right thing.
Shout out to Bro Lazelle.
So I wound up talking to her and her friend, but I didn't want to be all up in her face because you know I was gonna blow the spot up. So I decided to try to find her some drinks because they was having a hard time getting drinks. Got them some drinks, and then I was in my head the way it was gonna play out was cool. I got a reason to talk to her on Monday instead of just walking up to her and possibly throwing up in the nearest trash can. I get to work on Monday. This girl's gone for a week.
So I think I'm gonna go ahead and jump in and give my side of this story.
Okay.
So I also remember Caleb's first day, and coincidentally, I was thinking the same thing that he was thinking. So he was actually on his tour with his leader, like he said, shout out to KB. And they actually came by my desk. It was him and another intern. They both started on the same day. And I was looking at him. Yes.
I was looking at you.
Oh, God. So I was like, oh, who was that? Asked the same mutual friend, like, oh, who that? Coincidentally, she knew who he was. But at the time, to be honest, I'm like, here. I ain't really trying to date nobody. I'm just leave it alone. Trying to work on me, trying to work on my relationship with God. Here we go.
They always be saying that.
You better. Anywho, so like you said, a while go by. Me and him never talked that word. Not even like a hi, a bye, or nothing.
Oh,
no, nothing.
Definitely skipped a lot.
Yeah, you skipped some stuff.
I tried to omit that part of the story.
I know you did, but I'm gonna bring it up. So. Part of Caleb's job was to really design like meetings, like anything relating to like graphic design. Caleb was like the go-to person. So we have like crazy themes, like the culture at QL is crazy. So for this particular meeting that we were putting together, it was like our quarterly meeting, and it was a superhero theme. So everybody had to dress up as a superhero. Literally, out of, I say, probably 100+ individuals, only Caleb and I were dressed as Batman. Caleb, me, and one older gentleman on our department. So as we're going into the meeting, I see Caleb. He's holding the door open, being a gentleman. And I say, oh, you are Batman too. This man looked at me and said nothing. Like, face was blank. Like, they threw out his name blank.
Bruh.
Yeah, it was bad. So I was like, all right, I guess he's slow. And I just proceeded to walk into the meeting. Once in the meeting,
out of control.
It was like one of those situations where we played a minute to win it, and one of my coworkers was trying to shimmy an Oreo from her forehead into her mouth, and I cried laughing.
Wait.
Caleb and I were literally the only two people crying laughing.
So, to give y'all a visualization of this, and I'm going to let you finish, but I got to throw this in there. If y'all are true pop culture fans of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, it was like the episode where Will and Queen Latifah turned around and they had those straws in their nose. And that's when he knew that she was the one. So when I seen her just ignorantly laughing, a.k.a. being black in front of white people, I was like, you know what?
Wait a minute.
I done found my wife.
That wasn't the moment.
That was one of the moments in my head.
Moving on. So coincidentally, I feel like the incident where we saw each other at the club had to be like a few days after that, like maybe the next day.
No, it was the next day.
Yeah, it was like the next day.
Yeah,
so
that was on Saturday.
Same club. I was out for my cousin's birthday. He was out for one of his boys' birthday, and I was telling my friend, who was our mutual friend, like, "Oh snap! Like there go Caleb." Coincidentally,
I remember you telling me this part.
Yes, I peeped you from across the room.
Over there looking how you looking.
So turn back around. We're trying to get like the bartender's attention or whatever. And he actually apparently saw us too. Came over, chit-chatted for a minute. But I swear this had to be like the first time where we were actually introduced, which is weird because like I said, we work in the same department. See each other almost every day.
Probably about 20 steps away.
Realistically, yeah. So that was like our first time talking. So that was on a Friday. That Sunday, I came down with the flu and missed a whole week of work. So in his mind, he thinking after I come back to work, it felt like I was dying.
This girl was dead.
It felt like I was dying. It was rough. Man.
You should have asked me to bring you some
I
medicine.
didn't know you.
But you knew I was fine.
You was just trying to get flued out. Anyway.
On grass shit?
Don't be telling people where I was living at when I was
grass
living.
shit is a long street.
Anyway.
They will never find
I
you.
wasn't living off of Gresham anyway. I was living off a hard road. If you're from Michigan, you know what we're talking about. If not, that was irrelevant. So eventually I went back to work. And when I went back to work, dude slid in my IMs. Not my DMs, my IMs. So you want to go ahead and...
No, I just wanted you to scoot back from the mic. You was too close.
No, I was going to let you jump in.
Oh.
You gonna have to
Where you leave off at?
When I was sick and I came back to work and you slid in my IMs.
So I invited her to the party. That's where I kind of left off at. I invited her to the party, and She wound up coming. I didn't expect her to. First off, at the time I had a clothing line that I had for I think about 5 years at that time. And I think somehow I don't even know if I sent it to her, but I feel like
you did.
I did.
Telling me about it.
Oh yeah, we was talking and I didn't even realize that I was getting game to and she was asking me all of these questions about like what I do outside of work. I wound up sending her my website. And
boy had 15 jobs.
I had a multiple streams of income, man. So I sent her some of my stuff, and she wound up buying something. So I get an email. The only way I knew about it is because I get emails for all of the things that I do. It comes straight to my phone. So I'm looking like somebody just bought something. I look at the name. I'm like, I'm talking to her on IM, and she bought something. Then she buys not only her ticket, but I feel like she bought 2 or 3 tickets to the party. And I'm like, dang, this girl trying to get my attention.
I was just trying to show support.
That's what you say, but did I get flued out?
You did. Matter of fact, I gamed you up to get you to give me your phone number.
That's cool. I appreciate a woman that likes what she wants. She know what she wants.
Good Jedi mind trick.
Because I was just like, okay.
He was like, yeah, actually, I'm going to be leaving the company soon, so I ain't going to be able to hit you up on IM no more. I said, oh, where you going? He told me he was going to be a graphic designer for the city. I'm like, oh, so when I need questions about maps, I can hit you up and ask you. And then you was like, but I ain't going to be on IM. I was like, well, then I guess you're going to have to give me your number.
And then she was like, but you can map to my house, though.
Why do I sound like that?
You did not sound like that.
Thank the God. Look.
What happened after that? Where did we leave off?
He's so sidetracked.
I'm squirrel brain.
The party.
After the party.
It's the whole
No.
We
did not go to a hotel party.
Dang it.
Robert,
I was about to start rapping the Fiesta.
You dare.
And then
ain't no Fiesta.
New R. Kelly, man.
F. Robert.
Jail R. Kelly. Moving on.
Anyway, though. After the party, I think I asked her out because I knew I was going to be leaving. I asked her out. And it was crazy because the date that we were supposed to have, we still wound up going on the date, but we moved our date up, I believe, a day or two. And we wound up going to Detroit Riverwalk downtown and just walking and talking. I can't even remember how long we were out there. But I think between that date and our second date, I feel like we talked for some hours. And then it wasn't like normal first date conversation.
It was talking like about familial cycles.
We was talking about everything. Like, man, it was some hard, heavy stuff, but it wasn't in a hard and heavy tone. And I think that's what made it that's why I was like, you know what? This is kind of cool.
You wasn't a wounded puppy.
No.
Grown man.
What else happened? What happened after that? You want to go any further?
I feel like that's really how it jumped off. So we pretty much talked every day. To Caleb's point, at that point we were still working with each other, but only for literally like maybe another week or two before you left.
I think it was
and
like
switched
2
companies.
weeks.
It was a pretty quick time. Yeah. In that time, I think we went through the phase where we was like seeing each other every day, even outside of work. We started dating like kind of heavy. But the thing that I will say about that second date, like not only talking about the things that we were talking about, what really set the tone for me was, and as funny as this might sound, this man blessed the food at dinner. Like, and as sad as that is, that was probably the first time that I had been on a date with somebody and they just like paused and said grace.
I think you had said that.
And I was like, yes.
What kind of scumbags you don't believe in the
birds.
Lord? Don't believe in the Lord?
It's a bird.
Like, even people that don't believe in the Lord say they grace.
I wouldn't know. I love Jesus. So, I mean, just from there, like, we really just built not only a relationship to date each other, but I feel like we really became friends pretty early on, to where we found a lot of similar interests from us going to, like, comedy shows, the baseball games, the concerts. And then it also kind of helped because we had, unbeknownst to us, a couple of friends in common who were really cheering for us and rooting for us. We know a lot of dope individuals who really were crucial in us getting here. Shout out to May 18th. So yeah. So with all of that, we just dropped a lot on y'all. But I do want to ask, babe, like, when did you know our relationship was going to the next level?
Let's see.
This man is thinking.
It's a couple of instances, but I'm trying to remember exactly when they happened because I feel like I'm remembering them out of order.
Okay.
So the first one that comes to mind for sure, it was the 4th of July. It was the 4th of July weekend. And I don't know what I was doing. I can't remember if we was playing ball or what, but I think we might have been hooping or something. And I felt like I had tore like.
Oh yeah, that wasn't
hamstring.
from hooping. So
who was that from?
Let's rewind to
remember.
a couple of days before that. This man, we go to a family barbecue, right? This man is having a whole race down the street with one of his cousins. Burnt off on the cousin, pulled something in the back of his leg.
I still won. That's all that matters. He gonna remember that for the rest of his life.
Is he though?
I am, because what happened after. But
You was in pain.
man, again, man, we gotta start stretching. So for all these millennials out here that think they about to just get out here and just bust one right quick, like, well, nah, bro, you gotta stretch them arms and them legs.
Who's still racing?
I race all my cousins. I'm a racer the day I die.
Lord.
But I wound up pulling something, and I'm like, dog, this junk hurt. Like, it was a different type of hurt. It wasn't like an Epsom salt bath hurt. It was like, I might need to go to the doctor,
Probably
but
should've went to urgent care sooner.
my pride was so high that I'm like, I'm not going to the doctor. So wound up getting I wound up wrapping it. It felt straight. I wound up elevating it and putting some ice on it. And I was at my boy's house, and I had an ice pack on there, and I think I fell asleep, and the ice pack was dead smack on my skin. I had definitely not thought about the fact that I needed to wet something and then put that in between my leg and the ice pack. So when I woke up, my leg I didn't feel anything because my leg was freaking numb. By the time I go pick Mike up, I'm like, dog, my leg is like really hurting, and I don't know, it's hurting more than it did before. So Mike was like, you know what, let me see. This one I knew was real, because she didn't just say let me see. People say let me see, it's kind of like, I'm gonna pray for you. Like,
wait a minute, you gotta get some new people.
People be like, I'm gonna pray for you. And to black people, I'm sorry, people saying I'm gonna pray for you, that's their prayer. Wow. That's their prayer in most cases. 89% they say I'm gonna pray for you.
I'm gonna pray for you, I'll pray for you.
But you know I'm telling the truth. People like, I'm gonna pray for you, then they be like, oh, what happened with such and such? And then next thing you know, you don't know what happened. But anyways, she asked to see it, and I was like, at this time, this girl hadn't seen my legs. She ain't seen nothing. So I feel like I had on some shorts. I had on some basketball shorts, but I had to lift my shorts up in the back so she can look at the back of my thigh. So as a man, that felt very, very weird. Not only that, her mama was right there. So not only am I showing her mama wounded thigh, her mama was sitting there inspecting it too. So I'm just like, dog, you got to be some kind of fool to be sitting up here in this position. So she looked at it and she didn't freak out, but she was just like, okay, so we got to go.
Going to emergency.
And she took a picture of what my leg looked like, and my leg had like,
he had a whole 2nd-degree burn.
It was a 2nd-degree burn on my leg. She wound up taking me to the hospital. Her mom wound up dropping me off at home, and I think that was the for sure sign where I was like, dang, I think this girl might love
Just
me.
to paint a picture of how bad this burn was, though, y'all. So he comes over, 4th of July. I just come in from outside, like on the grill or whatever, and he's like, yeah, I don't know. My leg was feeling better. I iced it, but now I feel even worse. And I'm like, all right, pull your shorts leg up and let me see. And I think he thought I was joking, but I've had a a severe burn before. So I'm like, you left that ice pack on there for how long? I'm like, that don't sound right. This man gave himself freezer burn on the back of his thigh. Yes, in like 100-degree heat. And like the burn was the size of his hand. I was like, yeah, we're going to emergency. And then I feel like by me saying that, I kind of freaked you out because you was like, emergency, like you really didn't want to go. But then when we got in the car, I'm like, okay, so this is what's about to happen. We're going to get there. They're going to tell you got a 2nd-degree burn, and then they're going to give you a tetanus shot. You like, it probably ain't that bad. What happened when we got there?
I had to wait about an hour.
It wasn't
There
an hour.
wasn't no doctors there because all of them was off for the 4th of July. And then when I did get back there, they was all looking at me like I was stupid. And then when they was like, hey, if somebody got a 4th-degree burn on 4th of July, what kind of idiot?
It was not a 4th-degree burn.
They was all back there dying, laughing at me like I was some kind of fool.
Somebody been watching too much. Don't be a menace.
But anyways, that was my for sure moment when I knew. What about you? When did you know that it was real?
Oh, man. So I couldn't even tell you like the specific day this was. But I specifically remember us. So this is after like our technically first dinner date. We went out, you prayed and all that good stuff. But I remember you specifically asking me like, all right, basically what my intentions were. Like, where did I see our relationship going and what was I looking for in a relationship, which was also a first. But it really just showed me that you weren't dating just to be dating, like you were serious. And you told me that you were serious. And I think just from the beginning, like I never had to really guess or play games, which I hate doing, what your intentions were and what your stance was. Because you was always right up front with it. So, yeah.
Because I'm a player.
You a what? I just hit him. Sorry.
Help me, guys.
So, moving on before I knock his teeth out.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I said that on air.
I'm blinking twice for those that want to
and
help
they
me.
not coming to help you.
Lord help me. He hears my cry.
All the time. But no, in that moment, I knew you was a real one. You was a real one. All right. So I think another significant thing about our relationship is music. So
Yeah.
I think that's a good place for us to wrap
so.
up. So if you had to sum up our relationship with 3 songs that remind you of us, and I mean like day one us to now us, what's our soundtrack? What
Okay,
does
so
it
I'm
sound like?
gonna give them in the order.
Okay.
So I got Can't You See by Total.
You just looking at my list.
Ain't nobody looking at your list.
Go ahead.
Can't You See by Total. Get You by Daniel Caesar. And then Agape by Nicholas Bertel.
So I guessed Agape before you started naming a list, but I did not write that down. And I cheated, and I wrote more than 3 songs, because...
See, I was trying to follow the rules.
I know. You're such a good Samaritan. So the first song on my list, also in order, would probably be Get You by Daniel Caesar. Then I had My Girl by The Temptations, because fun fact about that.
Oh, I was going to tell that part of my story. That was one of the other reasons when I knew it was real.
Literally, like a month after our first date, we went back to the exact same restaurant. And it's a Mexican restaurant, and coincidentally, the mariachi band was playing like all the good Stevie Wonder Temptations. So they came over to our table and like legit mariachi played My Girl, and that was the same night Caleb asked me to be his girl.
It was a sign. It was a sign. I couldn't let that pass. I was like, all right, Lord, I hear you. I pick up what you putting down, big dog.
Okay. And then after that, I have Can't You See by Total, which is from like an intermediate date somewhere in there where
that was like date 4.
We was like randomly singing Can't You See a cappella
in the parking lot.
Diddy bopping in the parking garage. And then my last song. So if y'all ever want to see Caleb really show out, aside from Prince, it's a particular Prince song, but we'll get into that later. F with Dre Day came on the radio. Date number 3. This man had an out-of-body experience.
That's the song, dog. Shout out to my stepdad.
I no longer knew who I was sitting next to in the car.
He had us listening to all 90s hip-hop that we should have never knew any of the lyrics to. My siblings know what's up.
I was in shock because you turned into Dr. Dre, and I was just like, all right. Come to death row. All right.
He got the heat, dog. I'm telling you, the Chronic was fire.
Well, I think that pretty much covers it. I mean, that's just the basics. We'll get into a lot more moving on, but we appreciate y'all listening and hanging out with us. And this has been episode 2 of This Life Together. That's Twogether. Be sure to subscribe for latest content. We'll be dropping a new episode next week. And then also make sure that you follow us on Instagram because we cute. And that's also This Life Together. TWO together.
Ew.
Peace.